On today's very special edition of the Views from Section 400 podcast, it's the 200th episode. We take a trip down memory lane, gives out some of our favorite segments. There's my cat, by the way. Moo making her podcast debut, just stole the Plaxico Burris jersey. Watch on the YouTube and subscribe on the YouTube if you're not. We go down memory lane. We give out our favorite segments, favorite episodes ever. And then we talk some football. Talk some baseball. The Mets are kind of in shambles, kind of not. Zach Wheeler got hurt. And we finish it with our winners and losers of the week. Always a great segment. Thank you, everybody, for listening, for watching, for subscribing, for commenting, for liking, for following us on socials, for just being on this ride with us. It's been almost 2 years now, 200 episodes. We really can't do it without you guys. I mean, every podcast download, every like, every comment, it helps us just continue going and wanting to grow more. And we love you guys. So, yeah, here's episode 200.
And just like that, we're back.
A16, turn me up.
And welcome in to a very special edition. It's episode 200 of the Views from Section 400 podcast. Today is August 18th, 2025. And gentlemen, we made it 200 episodes without killing each other.
We got 200 in under 2 years. Records are being broken.
Got some fireworks going on the YouTube. We did it.
Go. Way to go. 200. All right. We'll see. Yeah, man. I mean, that's a huge milestone, dude. Some people don't even get past 3 episodes. We've managed 200. So if I had a beer, I would salute. I'll salute with my water. Here's to another 200.
Yeah, hopefully after the next 200, we're in a position where we can get as drunk as possible for it, and then maybe skip work the next day because this will be our full-time gig.
Yeah, that would be definitely super nice. But
that's the goal.
That is the goal. In person studio would be nice too. But hey, we're working on it.
Yeah, we as much as we love StreamYard, we'd also like to be in a studio here. But it's been 200 episodes, guys. I think we've had enough now to kind of have some favorites. I'm interested if you each have a favorite episode we've done out of the 200.
Definitely. Sorry, I know. I didn't mean to just kind of take that over, but first episode right after Eagles winning the Super Bowl was one that I always look back on. Still holds to this day. The only team out of all of our teams to kind of get an opening segment on the podcast to celebrate a victory. So that's one that I always look right back to, especially how hard I had to defend Jalen Hurts through that playoff run. And then to see them not only win, they didn't rely on Saquon Barkley for the Super Bowl. Sure, he obviously is a big deal and why they got there, but to see Hurts win in that fashion, win the MVP, and silence the haters to come on that and have that opening segment. I look back to that a lot. So it was a good one.
Yeah,
I really can't blame you.
My Panthers wins are sweet, but it does not compare to getting your football team. That's Super Bowl, man. It's nothing comparable. My favorite, I'm going to have to go not with an episode, but with a live stream. The Washington, Texas semifinal live stream college football playoff from 2 years ago. That was definitely one of the best that we've done. And also, I'm going to give another honorable mention to another live stream when we did the draft this past year. That was a lot of fun with Colin.
Yeah, I wasn't there for the draft. Remember, I was on the bachelor party, but I do remember tuning in when the Bears picked that 10 and they drafted that Colston guy.
Colston Loveland.
Yeah,
Loveland. Yep.
And just, I don't know, Colin was rattled, and it was some good comedy. Everybody was like, who?
Yeah, that was and Tyler Warren is looking very good too. So it's already looking like the bad pick off of 2 preseason games.
Is that just like trying to be the smartest team in the room move right there and not pick the obvious pick in Warren?
I mean, you'd have to think that that's a Ben Johnson decision. he's the new coach this year. He's going to be calling some shots. I know who's our GM, Ryan Poles. He's been, he's been doing work out there in Bear Country. But that's got to be a Ben Johnson move. He's coming over. He's the new shot caller, new sheriff in town. That's his decision. That's his next Laporta. That's who we wanted, right?
Probably. I mean, that's a good way of making sense of it, at least.
I just don't think anything they do over there makes sense. I would hate to be a Bears fan. I'm sorry, Colin. He is Alabama. They're at least a decent football program.
Yeah, top 10, and they've been good in basketball. I mean, it's been Auburn and Alabama the last couple of years for the SEC, right?
Yeah, I really don't want to give Alabama any more praise. Can we move on?
That's a good transition. My favorite episode ever. I think both. They're tied. McNeese Final Four, the first March Madness episode we ever did. And then the second March Madness. I love our March Madness episodes, breaking down the bracket. And especially after that first weekend, all the reactions to the games. Maybe not after Auburn lost to Yale. That was a tough one. But this past Final Four run was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So to be the other side of the aisle, the Auburn-Yale game was electric. I had a lot of fun watching that game.
I know you did.
I don't know. It was we talked about it. We don't have to bring up March Madness, but this last March Madness was so chalky. What do we have? All the 1 seeds survived to the Final Four? Or 3 out of the
first
4?
Time since 2008.
4 out of 4.
Yeah, 4 for 4. So, when you don't have the crazy Cinderella run, when you don't have that, like that, I think takes away from it. But I think you even mentioned, Brian, the right teams were there, and it made for better basketball down the stretch. So you can appreciate that. But, it did kind of stink not seeing a 8, 9, 10, even an 11 seed make a crazy run. But McNeese did win a game. So we'll give Will Wade props there, who now will have to deal with the ACC with NC State.
That'll be interesting. No more DJ Burns to save him either.
Nope.
I did write down some of my favorite segments ever. The first one I have, episode 3, our third ever episode. We didn't have any background on our Zoom. We were still on Zoom. It was Will was still putting in little text for our bets. It was if you want to see how views started, go back and watch episode 3. But my favorite segment on that episode, Matt, it was right after a Phillies playoff game. You had a couple beers, and we were talking about college football. And we recapped our roundtables, and you apologized to all the people because you gave out Louisiana Monroe plus 300 against South Alabama. The score of that game, 55-7.
They lost.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hey, man. Sometimes you got to face the crowd.
Watching you just apologize to the people. You're like, yeah, I gave out Louisiana Monroe, and they lost 55-7.
Sometimes you try and find value, and it sneaks up on you, and that kind of snuck up on me in a bad way. But I'll never hide from the cameras.
Just a bad beat. They happen all the time.
His reasoning, too, was he liked watching their college basketball team play a game the one year. I also had our hot dog versus chili dog debate, if chili counted as a topping on a hot dog or if it was a separate entity in itself.
And I don't remember what side of the aisle I was on.
So
Do you
I think it
remember
was
where we were split.
It was the Mount Rushmore of ballpark food.
Right.
And somebody took
somebody wanted a hot dog, and then somebody wanted chili dog.
Chili dog. And it was they're the same thing or they're two separate things. And it was like a 10-minute argument. And we don't have to open Pandora's box again and have that argument again.
We won't.
I'm really holding back. I am very strongly opinionated.
And then the last one I had, just Bulmus. I love having our guests on. We have a nice rotation of recurring guests now. So we appreciate everyone out there that has come on the show. The Andrew Bansters of the world, Alex Calls, Andrew Cooper, Chris Mano, Kyle Pagan, and of course all of our friends that have come on for Bulmus. Hope to have a lot more.
Yeah, hopefully we do. But I'm pissed, dude. Bulmus, I was like, that was when I was like, had like a weird illness for like 6 weeks. And I don't know if I maybe I made one. Dude, I was down.
I think you made like half of them. And then the second half, you were just out.
I couldn't get out of bed for like 6 weeks. It was pretty bad. But Hopefully, the good Lord blesses me with some better health this holiday season.
It's that Philly air, Matt.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it was, but it definitely smacked me in the head, dude, because I was down and out.
Yeah, well, 200 is a big milestone, guys, but 250 is the quarter century mark. I feel like that's the bigger milestone that we're going to be celebrating soon. And I have some news. So it's 50 episodes. That's 25 weeks. 25 weeks from now, it's Super Bowl Monday, the day after the Super Bowl. So for episode 250, if we get enough people to subscribe, we might have to go to the Super Bowl. And that'll be episode 250.
Okay.
Lofty. Love it.
Yeah, I like the ambition. I'm not sure. Look, if one of our teams are playing in it, I think it makes a lot more sense. Look, I'm always down for boots on the ground, but
The Giants will be there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so Giants Jags Super Bowl. You didn't hear about it?
It's happening. It's already set in stone. Jay-Z's going to perform at the halftime show. New York's got to be in there. It's not going to be the Jets.
Is Jay-Z confirmed this year?
There was some odds that came out, but I don't know if it was Bovada or Kalshi or something, but Jay-Z was the top odds.
I was going to say, does Jay-Z even know that he's doing it?
Yeah, he's not doing the Super Bowl. He's turned down the Super Bowl so many times
Already.
This is not going to be the
It's
year.
like out of nowhere. This guy's just all in again. But yeah, it sounds like no. But yeah, I was thinking for episode 250. I thought maybe it would have fallen on, which obviously not even close, but it would have been electric, I should say, if it fell on 4th of July next year for America's 250th birthday, our 250th show. Could have been fun, but going to come up just short.
A little bit. Just a few months short.
Would have been electric, though.
That might be episode. No, it won't be 300. It might be like 270.
I don't know where we'll be. We're maybe 276 for 1776. I don't know.
Could work. We just
We'll
delete
see.
100 episodes and do 176.
Yeah. Nice thought, but nah, man. I'm excited to see what the future holds.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the fireworks one more time here. If you don't watch on the YouTube, do it now so you can see some fireworks going on. Our
Wow.
faces.
Is it a birthday or is it a celebration? Maybe it's both. Who knows?
Seems like it's good.
Vu's birthday is coming up soon. No.
September. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we should be pretty close here. But all right, let's talk some sports about what people actually listen to us for here. Let's make our money.
All right, Terry McLaurin, activated love pup. Still no contract. Does he play week 1
Yes.
Yes.
on a new deal?
Yes.
I don't know.
These guys don't. These guys do not play about their money anymore. If Terry McLaurin does not have a new deal for week 1, he won't play week 1. But I fully expect him to get a deal because Washington needs him.
Yeah, I tend to think that's the way that's going to go. In another change of events, I think McLaurin, they'll work that out because, like you said, Jack, very important to the Commanders' success. Trey Hendrickson, Bengals listening to offers. They're kind of saying, hey, you want your money? If you're not going to agree to our terms, they just don't value them, and maybe it's going to slap them in the face.
We talk about the Bears, or we just talked about the Bears being a terrible organization. The Bengals have no idea what they're doing. No idea what they're doing.
I mean, dude, that defense was bad last year, and he was your only bright spot. And I don't know. You're willing to pay T. Higgins, but you're not going to pay your best. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
But if you don't want to pay,
what is he asking for? What is he asking
value now
for?
isn't good.
Yeah, but what is he asking for that they're this far apart to get the
probably
best player on your defense? They gave Myles Garrett $40 million in Cleveland after he requested a trade. 40?
He probably wants to be up there, yeah. I mean, and you look at the sack numbers, he sort of deserves to be there. At the same time,
I think it's more Myles Garrett screwed up the entire market because these guys shouldn't be getting paid that. And the Browns needed him so desperately, and he was ready to get traded.
Another terrible organization.
Yeah. They're screwing up the free agent markets, dude.
Yeah, there's a pun about C cities that I'm too tired to come up with, but all the C city teams have just ruined the NFL market.
Pretty much. I mean, they were like, we need you so bad, gave him 40 mil, and now all these guys are like, well, if he got 40 mil, my numbers are about the same. I mean, I don't know. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, in terms of Terry McLaurin, I don't know because who knows what the hell the Commanders are going to do. But it's like, dude, you can't rely on Deebo Samuel being your number one offensive threat for Jaden Daniels, especially like you have Jaden. You have Jaden on the rookie deal still. Like, why would you not pay Terry McLaurin?
Noah Brown, Deebo Samuel, Luke McCaffrey, and Jalen Lane, their rookie. Like, that's not going to get done.
Yeah, I don't know.
The running backs, you got Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler is still floating around here. I know they picked up another rookie in the draft.
They love Bill Merritt, Ja'Cory
Merritt. yeah.
Jacoski.
Bill. Yeah, look, they've got plenty of pieces, but nobody sticks out off the page except for Terry McLaurin. You don't have him, you're not going much of anywhere. So, look. Unless if they don't get this deal done, I know we're just sitting here speculating. We're not in the room, but if they don't get this deal done, the Commanders aren't worth talking about this year. Jaden Daniels had a great rookie season, but he's got to throw the football to someone.
Yeah, and I'm so torn because I do, like, 99% of me wants to make the Jaden Daniels MVP bet because I feel like I have to go in the next stage of the ladder. But, like, if they don't have Terry McLaurin, I'm throwing money away. He's not winning the MVP without Terry McLaurin. But then there's the part of me that's like, well, will his odds go down when they get Terry McLaurin on a contract? I don't think they will drastically. So I think I'm going to wait.
Brian, you're a stats guy, a trend guy. Every single sophomore year quarterback does not have a follow-up year after they have an amazing rookie year. Saw with CJ Stroud most recently.
Well, that's not
MVP. I think it's true.
Patrick Mahomes had a great second year.
He's an outlier. Jaden Daniels isn't.
Jaden Daniels could be an outlier.
Trevor Lawrence had a much better second year.
Carson Wentz had a bad first year. Wentz had a bad first year. I said after the year he had, MVP caliber, NFC Championship appearance, the whole nine.
I think the sophomore slump's an easy thing to just label a quarterback with.
It's true.
Well, if you look at the Texans last year, they didn't have an offensive line. There were reasons that CJ Stroud failed.
Okay.
You could always point to. I don't think it's necessarily this is his second year. The league's going to catch up. Like, I agree. There's risk there, and that's why I'm saying if they don't have Terry McLaurin, there's enough risk where I'm probably not going to back Jaden Daniels this year, which is very sad.
Heightened.
I can't believe I'm defending CJ Stroud here, but he still won a playoff game last year. Like, what do you want from him? It's not like he had.
We're talking like MVP.
The MVP isn't talking about team winning a playoff game though, and that's what this conversation is.
We're talking. That's the conversation right now. Jaden Daniels for MVP. I don't.
That's
think
what Brian just brought up.
I feel like I have to go up the ladder, right? I was Heisman. I was Rookie of the Year, and now the next logical step would be MVP. Unless I want to bet the Commanders to win the Super Bowl, but they're not winning the Super Bowl this year.
I mean, shit, for the third straight year, I'll be wrong and go against you and say he's not winning an MVP.
It's not happening.
My point is, if they don't sign Terry, I'm with you. I don't think he's going to win the MVP. So I want them to sign Terry so I can be that guy again that likes Jaden Daniels all year because my team is not fun to root for.
Brian, you're just like a Commanders fan at this point.
Yeah, dude, you're like a homie.
You wear the
I
Giants
need things to root for. The Giants suck.
Dude, you're a bandwagon fan. You're a homie hopper. You're out here with your interdivisional rivals.
Well, I'm going to bet on another team to win the Super Bowl, too, and I'm going to be a fan of them this year. It's not going to be the Bengals again. I can't do it. But I'll find
You don't know who it is yet?
No. I have a couple futures cooking. I got Travion Rookie of the Year, and then I'll bet on the Super Bowl team. And you guys will know by week 1.
Well, I'd hope
so. We're not going to have to do some expose. You're just going to let us know? Yeah, like that CEO at the Coldplay concert. Like, we're not going to have to pick you out in the crowd. Like, you're going to let us know who you're a fan of this year. Because last
I
year
will.
we had to tell you that you were a Commanders fan. You didn't realize it. We had to let you know.
Well, yeah, but you told me I was a Bengals fan too, and I was a Bengals fan.
Yeah, but I feel like
Right.
you already kind of knew
Bengals
you were a
fan.
Bengals fan.
Okay, well, either way, maybe I'll blog it. I'll blog my futures out before week 1, and then we'll talk about it on the show because I'm hoping I don't have to deal with the stress of the Bengals again. But Terry McLaurin, please sign a contract.
It's interesting you think your team is going to suck that bad given Jaxson Dart's success this preseason.
Well, great transition there, Jack. I'm proud of you. We can talk about Jaxson Dart next. 14 for 16, 2 touchdowns, a rushing and a receiving. He looks really good. The issue is he's not going to play. It's going to be Russell Wilson's show.
Yeah, why would you sign Russell Wilson? What is it, 1 year, 10 mil, worth up to 12? Why have that? When,
And I hope he plays
you know,
the whole year.
they handed that contract out before drafting Dart. Sometimes things change. I mean,
Sometimes things change. I mean, we really just saw this last year with the Falcons, Kirk Cousins, and Michael Penix. It was, sign Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, the prodigy son of the free agency season. There's always somebody that everyone's coveting. Oh, we wish we could get this guy. This time it was Kirk Cousins, goes to the Falcons on a massive deal just for them to draft Penix, and he starts with 10 games this year? Last year he only started 10 games.
Yeah, the Falcons were weird. Another team that just doesn't know what they're doing because they wanted to win, and I guess they thought the rookie gave them a better chance. The Giants aren't going to be in a position where they're fighting for a playoff spot. As much as I love the D-line and Javon Holland and Malik Neighbors, who hasn't practiced in 2 weeks, they're not going to be fighting for a playoff spot.
Aren't they going to try to be? Isn't that what Dable and Joe Schmo's goal is this year?
They're going to try to be, but that schedule is not going to let them. They're going to start 0-4. I'm fully preparing myself for that. Unless maybe the Commanders don't sign Terry and he doesn't play week 1. Then the Giants have a shot.
Who do the Giants open up with?
In Washington.
So they're going to lose that game.
Well, if there's no Terry McLaurin, you get the D-line.
Who are you going to be rooting for?
Depends if Terry McLaurin's signed. Listen, I'm still rooting for the Giants to get a good pick.
Yeah. What is your timeline for this team to actually all jokes aside, right?
That's what I wanted to ask. I mean, what more do you guys need to open your window?
Yeah, dude, you're just rooting for bad seasons to get better picks. I feel like this has been a fucking almost 10-year stretch. I just want to get the pick. I just want to get the pick.
They haven't had a quarterback. They're another stud lineman away, and then you need to rebuild the linebacker core. But if you can do that, 2 years, one year, it all depends on Jaxson Dart. If Jaxson Dart can develop and be good by next year, you can
he's a
try
franchise quarterback.
Let me see if I understand this timeline correctly. You won 2 with Eli, some of the best years of your life. Understand. He retires. You have this team. You draft Daniel Jones. He's supposed to be
So the bad part of this started when they benched Eli Manning for Geno Smith, and that's what turned the Giants from a great franchise into a laughable poverty franchise. You bench your Hall of Fame quarterback for Geno Smith. There was no plan for the post-Eli era.
Okay,
we're
so
still feeling the ramifications of that.
So since 2015,
16 was their playoff loss to the Packers.
All right,
that was the boat picture. The boat picture.
So 2017 on, we've been in this perennial rebuild because you can't figure out the quarterback.
Yeah, ever since Odell punched that net on the sideline, that's when it all went down.
Giants haven't had a home playoff game in 20 years.
They were home the second Super Bowl against the Patriots. They beat the Falcons in the wild card. That
was a joke because it has been a long time. I know it hasn't been 20, but
it has been 15 since 20.
Seems like it's been a
minute. Even the Jags had one.
Even the Jags, and they
come on, man,
and they got
playing the
done
AFC South
in electric fashion.
It was a great game.
Yeah, well, the Giants, a year. If by this time next year they don't have expectations, that means Jaxson Dart's not good and something went wrong.
All right, so let me ask you this. You guys have a pretty poor season from what you're projecting. Where do you go in the offseason? I'll go back to my original question. What pieces do you need
Well, you have to ask this question first, Jack. If what Brian's rooting for happens and the team sucks, I think it puts them back even further because what are you going to do, right? It's interesting. Do you bring back the GM and the coach, or do you fire them and start a whole nother regime? If you fire them and start a whole nother regime, I don't think they're a year away. I think that resets the clock to maybe 3, 4, 5 years again.
You think Mara's going to mess that up?
Absolutely.
It depends. It all depends on Jaxson Dart. If Jaxson Dart is progressing and developing, they're not going to fire Dable. And probably not going to fire Joe Schmo.
So we are going to see
He's
Jaxson
Dable's
Dart.
guy.
So if these guys come back, they also got Jameis Winston on the team as well.
They do.
Really weird quarterback room that the Giants have going on right now. But
they need corners, they need another lineman, and they need a linebacker. They have a great D line. They have Malik Neighbors. They have a quarterback, hopefully. And
they have no
Devon
running back.
Holland
They have no
and Tyler
offensive
Newton.
line.
They got 2 solid running backs.
They have 2 solid running backs.
Who?
Tyrone Tracy and Cam Scatterbo.
Cam Scatterbo.
We don't know what Scatterbo is yet. I'm
We-
not
we
going to say
don't-
him solid.
But he's going to be solid.
We don't know that.
We don't
know that.
He's
I
got a
think-
floor. He's got a floor.
that's like 700 yards.
What?
I'm not going that far.
Crazy.
He's got a
700
floor.
yards is not a lot of yards in today's NFL. They play 18 games.
When he's splitting duties with another running back, I think that is a stretch. If he was going to be the outright premier feature back for the New York Giants this year, I would like that 700 number. But the Giants are going to be losing a lot of games. They're not going to be running the football.
Defense
And you got to split with Tracy or whoever the hell you said, who already kind of established himself last year. If he didn't have if he didn't have the fumbling issue, he probably would be the outright starter, and Scatterbo wouldn't even be on the team. But that's a different story.
I was going to say,
Devin Singletary there too.
Who?
Devin Singletary.
Shouldn't have brought that one up.
Forgot about him.
Brian Dables. Brian Dables. Man, that's his guy right there.
And Weapon X, Theo Johnson.
They do have Theo Johnson look good.
Don't get Brian Giddy on Theo.
Dude, that's his fucking tick, dude. You say Theo Johnson and Brian's mood completely changes.
He's not even as good as Brenton Strange. I don't know why
he's better than Brenton Strange. I need to find a Theo Johnson line.
Yeah, right.
Can you get it? Right. Where did he go to school, Brian?
Penn State.
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, he did? I didn't even know. No, I didn't even know that.
We don't talk about that.
I genuinely didn't even know that.
I know that because you brought it up before, Brian.
Yeah, but we don't have to talk about that. I don't like that. That part of his life is over.
Yeah.
All right. Can we talk about my team making a trade today?
Yeah, John Metchie, the guy that with one hamstring.
Philadelphia Eagles acquired John Metchie. Look, they got A.J. Brown. They have Devonta Smith. Jahan Dotson's still there, and I thought played a fine wide receiver 3 last year.
He scored in the Super Bowl, didn't he? Or he went down at the 1?
That, and I think he had a playoff touchdown in one of the games. But, extra competition. John Metchie's a guy who came out as a junior. Where'd he go to school, Brian?
I think Georgia.
I don't want to. No, the other one.
Bama.
The other one we hate.
Yeah,
Howie Roseman just has to get all of the SEC players.
That's why I asked that one.
Scored the touchdown in the 4th overtime, the walk-off touchdown. That was that motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy, 2nd-round pick, I believe. 96 catches, over 1,100 yards, and 8 TDs his junior year at Bama. So definitely put up some numbers. He was just a low risk, high reward move for Howie Roseman. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but I have to look into it a little bit deeper. I know there's some picks swapped as well.
This is what Howie Roseman does. He just gets these talented guys and gives them a shot.
Yeah, and you don't need him to be your feature wide receiver. Have him go out there and he can be wide receiver 3, wide receiver. What do they carry? 4, 5, 6?
Receivers on the team, 5 or 6.
5 or 6, yeah. You have your premier, which is your 1 and 2. And
you probably keep you probably activate 4 or 5 for a game.
They'll keep 4 true wide receivers and then have a couple guys that can be gunners on special teams. But Metchie's not doing that.
No.
Yeah, Metchie was one of these guys, just like a lot of guys that Brian and I know you watch ball too, Matt. I'm not saying you don't, but just being SEC guys, all these guys coming out of Georgia and Bama that we watch shit on Auburn year in and year out. We always see the talent from these guys, and John Metchie was absolutely one of them. Just like a Nick Chubb or a DeAndre Swift. All these guys that. They're great players. They come out of highly touted SEC programs, and then they come into the league, and they usually take it by storm. But Metchie had what did he have, like leukemia or something that kept him out of his rookie season?
He had an illness that kept him out all his rookie year. I think I don't know. He got drafted 2020, so he's played 4 years.
Texans.
Yeah, he played 4 years. He missed the first year, so he's got 3 years. I think he only has 40 catches for 400 yards over 3 years. So that shows you hasn't really been involved. And in the time when the Texans drafted him, he had a shot to kind of be the feature wide receiver. I know they have Nico Collins now. Tank Dell has woken some people up as well. So I know they're kind of set. But at the time of the draft, those guys weren't, I don't know where they were at, but at the time, he had a chance to establish himself as, a feature wideout for the Texans. And, obviously some bad luck with health. And now he's on the move. I don't know what to think of it.
It was leukemia, Jack. Good memory.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So,
I don't usually get accused of that.
We'll see. We'll see what he does. I mean, I think he's on a final year of his rookie deal. Those guys usually show out.
Any long Cam Little field goals today, Jack? I know the Jaguars played at 1.
The Jags look great to start that game. Freaking such a dumb fumble. Trevor had a fumble, got his stepped on by the center on one
Daniel
play
Jones.
on the first drive. So silly looking. Ended a very nice, clean drive. No, nothing from Cam Little today. I mean, some takeaways from the Jags game. Brenton Strange is going to be a productive tight end this year, over the middle. Just
That guy sucks.
Yeah. Okay, Brian.
Yeah, no evidence.
When he has more catches and more yards and more touchdowns than Theo Johnson by the end of the year, you can lick my shoe.
He's on a better team.
Yeah, lick it, Brian.
That's right. Damn
Put
right.
Theo
He's on a
Johnson in
better
that
team.
system, and Theo Johnson's leading the league in receiving.
Damn right. He's on a better team.
Yeah, he is. The Jaguars are a better team than Giants right now. I've never accused you of that. It's a wrong word. I've never told you the Giants are better than the Jaguars.
Are they both?
Always starts with the quarterback, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, what you just described in that fumble sounds a lot like Daniel Jones to me. We don't have to start this again, but I'm just saying.
I don't think it was Trevor's fault. I think it was the center's fault for stepping on him.
Denial is the first step in whatever.
The road to recovery.
Yeah.
No, it was a good showing from the Jags. We had our first team offense and defense out there. The Saints only had their first team offense. So, for what it's worth, we were going against our offense, going against secondary guys. We had our guys just bouncing off tackles left and right. It didn't really seem like a real game, which it's the preseason. But I will say, defensively, against their ones, I know their ones are Tyler Shuck and Rashid Shaheed and Kendre Miller, but our defense looked pretty good.
How's Travis Hunter looking?
Yeah, he had a great game one. He didn't play today. He was dealing with a upper body injury. I mean, it's preseason. He's not injured. If this was week 1, week 2, he would have been out there. He would have been out there today. But given this is preseason, he's gonna be playing a lot of football coming up. There's no reason to push it.
Is he going to be the feature number 2 receiver on the team? Or are they going to try and push him to play cornerback? What are you hearing?
Yeah, he's going to be the number 2 receiver on this team. I do expect a lot of guys to be involved in the offense. It's BTJ at 1 and then a lot of guys. And I do think that unless Travis Hunter separates himself as, he is very talented. There's no denying that.
I just don't think he'll make that move and not feature him on offense.
No, and we will. And that's been the plan since day one, is he is going to be our number 2 receiver. Like, that is first and foremost what we need him to be. But we're also giving him defensive reps. If he can play corner as well, like, we have him slotted as our 3rd string corner right now. Second string wide receiver, 3rd string corner. And when I say string, I just mean like on the depth chart. He's going to be starting. I fully expect him to play offense and defense.
I don't see how. I mean, if Trevor Lawrence stays healthy and isn't the Trevor Lawrence we've seen in the past, and everybody stays remotely healthy, like, I don't see why BTJ and Travis Hunter both can't have 1,000 yards. I firmly believe Travis Hunter is going to be featured a lot more than people might anticipate.
I completely agree. I do think it's going to take him a second to get the NFL speed under him. It'll probably help that he's playing both offense and defense to get up to that speed and become an elite wide receiver and an elite corner. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. He should have 1,000 yards in his rookie season. Him and BTJ.
Yeah. We'll see, though. I mean, quarterback's got to get him the ball.
Yeah, well, I still think my biggest concern would be the offensive line and Travis Hunter's health. I think if he's healthy, if Trevor's healthy, there's no way he doesn't hit 1,000 yards.
I'm holding my tongue.
Do it.
Any other football news? Ashton Genty looked good, but I think we all.
Yeah, I'm not judging these guys on preseason games, man. Like, Genty had done in game 1 of the preseason. It's like, dude, who cares?
Yeah, I think with that, it's just kind of important for him to see the ball go through. He scored a touchdown. He had a good game. Like, after the bad debut, like, you want to see him be successful.
It's not even like he had a bad debut. Like, the offensive line had a bad debut. They didn't give him any chances.
Go anywhere.
So if anything, I'm not worried about Genty. I'm worried about the Raiders' offense as a collective unit. I think he's going to be a fine player.
Will Geno Smith right back this year?
Who was I saying this to? Was I saying this to you guys? I don't know. But I think the Raiders are going to be a sneaky team this year. I don't think you bring in Geno Smith. You draft Ashton Genty, you have Brock Bowers, and you bring in Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll doesn't lose. Pete Carroll he isn't coming in here to rebuild. He isn't coming in to lose. They brought in a veteran quarterback. They got Ashton Genty, like I said. Brock Bowers in year 2 also balled, as Brian liked to let us know last show.
Brock Bowers.
And Pete Carroll's not coming in to win 4 games and do a rebuild. The guy's freaking at the tail end of his career. I don't know how he's still standing, to be honest with you. The guy's old, very old. He's not coming in to win 4 games and ride out. No, they're going to be competitive.
Chip Kelly might be coming in to win 4 games, though.
Yeah, my power just flickered. I don't know if that's a sign that the Raiders are going to be competitive or a sign that the Raiders are going to go winless. But trying to tell you something.
Dude, we have a sample size of Pete Carroll did have some really good Seattle teams, and I think he had just some okay teams that I think got a couple extra wins solely because he was the head coach. And it's a tough division, sure, but
really tough.
I like what I think they'll be competitive. What's their over under on wins this year? I would take the over
8.5. But also, I want to say this.
You just say 8.5?
There's no way it's 8.5.
Brian, it's got to be 5 or 6.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like 6.5, which
6.5 is
8.5. I would not take the over on, but I wouldn't be surprised if they win 8 games.
Before I forget, bet on the Chiefs to win the division. It's like -120, and they've won it the last 13 years.
Yep, and here comes the Broncos this year. Book it.
Jared Stidham did look good.
It's Bo Nix's team, man.
I'm trying to find this.
It is. I don't know why that's a joke.
No, it is. I'm just saying. He looked good.
Like Jared Stidham, dude. Like, yeah, okay. They got a good backup. Bo Nix's squad.
Team future.
Bo Nix's team.
So glad we're talking about Jared Stidham.
They got the whole
Sorry.
They got the whole
Las Vegas Raiders. It is 6.5, but it's 6.5. It's -150. So they're assuming 7 wins.
So they're like in the 7. Yeah. Think there's value there. Think there's a lot of value there. But what do I know?
Raiders. Look out for the Raiders. All right. Talk some baseball.
I'm going to look out for the Raiders the same way I'm going to look out for the Patriots this year.
But just no, hold on. Before we go on, because I feel like you guys don't agree, which is fine. That's why we have these talks and debates. But like, I don't know what, like Geno Smith has been a really good quarterback in the league. They have other weapons there. And Pete Carroll is a winner. Like, are you guys not on the Pete Carroll hype train? Did you guys forget? Did they do the Men in Black nebulizer or whatever it's called, where they flash and you forget what Pete Carroll has done as an NFL head coach?
It was a long time ago.
I got plenty of love and respect for Pete Carroll. He's not the one that's on the field making these plays. I don't have faith in this team. They were one of the worst teams in the league last year. You didn't want to watch their games, and it wasn't just because of the quarterback. Yes, I know they had AOC and Gardner Minshew. Shout out Gardner Minshew. But like we're talking, what's changed last year to this year? I know new coaching, a new quarterback, and a new running back. That's it.
To what they had last year.
But that's it.
The Raiders. You need. The Raiders are going to be fun in the 4:00 slate on Red Zone. They'll be in the games.
Yes,
but I don't think they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot.
They're a scrappy team. They're a scrappy team. They're like the Rays.
He's not coming in to win 5 games. I'll tell you.
They're going to be what we thought they were going to be under Antonio Pierce, where they would be scrappy and be in every game and try to win.
And they'll have some upset big wins. They'll probably beat the Chiefs once this year.
Is Pete Carroll coming in? They almost beat him last year too, by the way, on the road.
Everybody almost beat the Chiefs last year.
That's true. So did the Panthers. But Pete Carroll, is he coming in to win 5 games? Do you think he accepted that job? Do you think the owner, Mark Davis or whatever his name is, said, "Hey Pete, we're in a rebuild right now. Let's just try and win 3-4 games this year." I know you're at the bright young age of 75 or whatever the hell he is. You want to come in and waste a year and win 3 games? No.
I don't
Pete
think
Carroll did not sign up for that. He signed up to say, "Hey, we're going to try and make the playoffs with Geno Smith."
Yeah, they're going to try. I'm not saying they're going to win 3 games, but I don't think they're going to be a playoff team. They'll probably win 7 games where they have them.
5 or 6 for me.
9 for me. Sneak into the last wild card spot.
All right.
Who are they going to be fighting against? Let's think about that just real quick. 60 more seconds of your time.
The Broncos, the Colts.
Who's going to be in that final AFC wild card spot?
Broncos, Colts, Texans,
Chargers,
Bengals, Steelers, Chargers. Or did I say Colts? I meant Chargers. Excuse me.
Yeah, the Chargers.
You got the Chargers and the Broncos.
Division. They got to play the Chargers.
It's a good division.
Chiefs twice and the Broncos twice.
There's going to be a team coming out of the AFC North in the wild card, whether it's the Steelers, the Bengals. Probably the Texans might be there for the wild card.
Pete,
I don't think anybody else from the AFC.
They don't respect your game, Pete, and it's completely fine. I tried to defend you, Pete.
Quick schedule rundown. They open with the Patriots.
Win.
Lose.
Home against the Chargers.
Win.
Lose.
On the road against the Commanders.
Lose.
50-50.
At home against the Bears. Okay, that's a win. I'll give them
win. 3-1 to start the year. Okay.
All right, I got them at 2-2. Then they're on the road against the Colts.
Win.
They could
tricky game.
At home against the Titans.
Win. Here we go. Pete Carroll is not losing these games.
2-4.
Are you kidding me?
Road against Kansas City. Home against Jags.
Win or
loss.
They're beating the Jags at home.
No, they're not. They're 2-6.
Road against Broncos.
Probably an L.
Home against Cowboys.
That'll be a tricky game.
Home against Browns.
Win.
3-9.
Like Brian's going
road against the Chargers,
and he's talking himself
3-9
into the Pete Carroll mania.
Home against the Broncos.
3-10.
At the Link.
3-11.
That's a tough one.
On the road in Houston.
3-12.
Home against the Giants. That could be Jaxson Dart. That's December.
4-12. 4-12.
At home against Kansas City.
4-13.
So I think just me looking at the schedule,
Right,
They
Jax
have
clearly
2,
just
3,
wants to say L, and that's completely fine. But
Four.
yeah, I think look at that schedule, bro. You
I
had
have
them
them with
losing.
4 guaranteed wins. They probably split with the Chargers 5. And then if they split the game between the Colts and the Commanders, that's 6. Win one of those, I mean. And then you would have to beat the Jaguars.
Which I think is Jax just is obviously that's his squad, so completely fine. And
So that's 7. And then I didn't count the Giants.
Cowboys, like, dude,
And then
the
the Cowboys would give you
Cowboys
9.
were horrible last year. I get it; they didn't have Dak. They were horrible last year. Micah Parsons doesn't want to be there. They have this new head coach that wasn't even in head coaching pools taking job, and nobody even knew he was a candidate. That they hired as a head coach. Like, that's a tricky.
There are
rookie.
winnable games there, but they're probably only favored in like 4 of those.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. They're going to be a scrappy team too, so I could see them pulling out 1 or 2 that I'm wrong that I'm wrong about. But it's 4 to 6 wins for me.
I love
4 to 6
for Pete Carroll.
All right,
I
I think
might
that's
be a
enough
Raiders
Raiders
fan
talk
this year.
until mid season.
Raiders might be my squad.
Baseball. Are the Brewers cheating?
We don't know yet.
They lost on Sunday. That ended their 14-game win streak. It was the longest win streak since 2022. The Mariners did it. They won't set the longest win streak in the modern era. That was 26 by the New York Giants, not the New York Football Giants, the New York Baseball Giants, now the San Francisco Giants. And that was in 1916. So, Jack, you can yell at me for that stat all you want, but that is the longest win streak, and it won't be set by the Milwaukee Brewers. That was also the last time that baseball ran through the National League in New York. The Yankees became the Yankees like 3 years later. But the Brewers are 30-something games over 500. The Cubs are 8 back in the Central. It's looking like the Milwaukee Brewers are going to be the 1 seed in the NL.
It's crazy.
Dude, yeah, I mean, they've had a really nice year. They've done some good things. They've been hot, but the Brewers are the regular season warriors that we see year in and year out, and they have good regular seasons, and they choke in the playoffs. I've never been scared of the Brewers in the playoffs, and I don't think I'm scared of them this year.
Yeah, the one thing with them is they're so annoying. And that annoyance doesn't really come to a head in the 3-game series, especially when it was the David Stearns pitching labs, where you didn't have those aces. But now they have the Mizorowskis of the world, and they have Brandon Woodruff is healthy again. Quinn Priester's having a great year. But if they can get to a 5-game series, they can be annoying enough over that length of 5 games where I think they can do something. And then 7 games even more. So I don't know. I'm kind of scared of the Brewers. I mean, I might not even have to be because the Mets might not make the playoffs, but the Brewers are a very annoying team. And they're doing it for Bob Uecker. They got something to play for.
They are doing it for Bob Uecker. I will give you that. There is something to be said about that, I guess. But I'm not panicked about the Brewers. No, I'm not worried about them.
I was saying, I always get a little jazzed up when a small market team is doing big things. I mean, we were talking all offseason about all the moves that the Mets have made in the NL, the Phillies, especially the Dodgers, and to see the little old Milwaukee Brewers at the 1 seed, shout out the Brewers. Shout out small market teams.
Yeah, they're annoying. They're really annoying. Matt, are you panicked about Zach Wheeler?
This is why I hope he comes back for the playoffs. I'll say that, number one. If he's out for the year, that'll be annoying. But this is why they loaded up on the starting pitching. It sucks that they don't have their game. They potentially could not have Zach Wheeler for game 1 of a playoff series. That hurts. Christopher Sanchez has proven throughout the entirety of the year he has playoff experience, that he can be the guy. Aaron Nola came back today and looked horrible, so you have that. And
Really bad.
And we'll see what happens. But no, I'm not panicked. I would have been more rattled if Johan Duran got seriously hurt on Friday night, which he had a bruise on his foot and he came back.
Watching him leave in that little Apple Mets cart was hilarious.
The Nationals. The Mets don't have that Bush League bullpen cart coming.
Nationals,
in like
yeah.
7 minutes.
Excuse me. I just said Mets because the Mets are in the Big Apple and they always have. They don't have the Big Apple pop
They have
up.
the apple for the. Yeah, it was a baseball
For the
head
home run?
but the Mets have the apple that goes.
They still have that. I didn't know if they got rid
Yeah.
of that after Shea.
No, they have it in center.
Did you watch, Jack? It was a baseball golf cart, not an apple golf cart. So
Sorry,
let's get it right here.
Look, I didn't spend too much time
red
on it.
teams,
I remember it being a
baseball,
big
same
red circle.
It was ridiculous.
There was a red
that
hat.
They carted him off.
There's a red hat. Okay,
yeah.
See, I thought it was an apple or something.
They didn't need to do
Jack
that.
doesn't have the best eyes.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
All right. Either way, it was unnecessary. Zach Wheeler potentially out for the year is concerning, to say the least. But panic? No, I'm not panicking. We're 5.5 up in the division. They should make even with the small collapse, they'll still and they blow the division somehow. They still should get in as a wild card. So the playoffs should be pretty much locked up. I should be asking you the question about the Mets, Brian. I mean, they look horrible. They called up the guy. And second of all, I got an all caps oh my God, we got Ryan Helsley. This guy's got an 11 ERA since joining the Mets. So you can shove your all caps, oh my God text up your what about Ryan Helsley. The guy is horrible. Horrible.
The OMG Mets are back.
I still believe in Ryan Helsley.
It's an 11 ERA.
I do think the Zach Wheeler thing, before I get into the Mets, it puts emphasis on the Phillies getting a bye. Because as good as the Phillies rotation is, Zach Wheeler's kind of your ace, and in a 3-game series, you need the top end pitching. And they still do have Christopher Sanchez, but the Phillies rotation is a bunch of very good, and that helps you a lot in a longer series. But in the 3-game series, if you don't have an ace, that gives the other team a chance.
You want Wheeler in there for sure, and we'll see what happens. But
we'll see what happens. It's going to be tough for the Mets to catch him. So I have a lot about Cowboy Ohtani, Nolan McLean, who I've been calling for like a month and a half now. I think I wrote my blog to David Stearns like a month ago about bring up the kids. This kid has been wasting his arm in AAA shutout ball while the Mets, I think they went 52 starts and MLB record without 2 pitchers throwing 6 innings. David Peterson did it a couple times, and then no other pitcher in the staff got through 6 innings. And then this kid comes up and throws 5 1/3 scoreless, 8 strikeouts.
Mets pitching lab, baby.
Yeah, it's the pitching lab has been a disgrace this year. But just quick notes on McLean. He was the only Met since Matt Harvey to strike out 8 and get a win in his debut. I think that says more about the Mets than it does him, although it is a great stat. And he's the first Met to pitch at least 5 1/3 scoreless in his debut since Zach Wheeler, 2013. One that got away, Zach Wheeler. This kid is special, and it makes me happy that he's finally up here. And they have another couple on the farm that should be up here now, but David Stearns doesn't want to get rid of Frankie Montas and Clay Holmes in the rotation.
Because you signed him to that horrendous contract. He's got to believe in the guy.
There's such an easy fix to this, though. It's, hey, Clay, you did a great job starting. You hit your innings limit. This is the most you've ever thrown in a year. So we're going to move you to the bullpen. We're going to bring up the kid. And then next year, you're going to start again because we want to save your arm. It's an ego thing, and it's David Stearns thinking he's smarter than everybody. They have a kid in AAA right now that just threw 6 shutout after he led the minor leagues in strikeouts in AA with a 1 ERA. And he's wasting away in the minors, too. Give him a shot. I don't know what they're doing. So annoying. Francisco Lindor is playing very well, though.
The Mets
MVP.
The Mets might finish the year under 500.
No, they won't. They're playing better ball the last couple. This Mariners series, they've been hitting the ball, and as long as they
at the rate that they're playing right now, it will be under 500 if the rate continues.
If they continue to lose 14 out of their 16 games, yeah.
I mean, Brian, you said the panic button would be pressed if it was less than a month and a half left in the season, and the Mets were
10 under.
Within 10 games of each other. I thought.
10. I said if they were 10 games under, and
10 under
500.
August,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you hit the panic button like a week or two ago.
Yeah,
I didn't hit the panic button. I said
Okay.
I'm annoyed at this season and I've lost all hope.
Kind of
There's a
sounds
lot-
like you hit the panic button.
It's a roller coaster because, like, and then the Mets will win 3 in a row, and Brian will be all the way back in. So it's
They finally called up Noah McClain. That was the first step in actually getting me back.
and now he's all the way back in. A week
'cause
ago
they
it was
need
like
to make these
tweeting
moves.
season's over, this and that. They call
'Cause
one guy up, and now Brian's on the World Series train.
It's what they needed to do. They haven't gotten good pitching, and they've had good pitching in the farm, and it's such an easy fix, but they didn't do it, and they finally did it, and it worked. What do you fucking know?
Let me ask you this.
We don't.
They end up not making the playoffs this year.
It worked for one game.
Where does this rank on your most disappointing Mets seasons?
If they don't make the playoffs, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because
the expectations
I got
are
a better question. Is it more disappointing than the 102 win team that lost in the home wild card series to the Padres?
I was gonna say it's got the same kind of feel as that right now. That one was tough. 2007 is gonna always be the worst. 2006 is always gonna be the second worst.
Yeah, I saw you getting into it with a Met fan.
until there's one
Twitter
that's
about-
worse.
They found me back. We might have to get him on the show. He works for SMY.
About 07 Mets.
Sorry, Jack. What was your question?
No question. You were just saying that 07 will always be the worst.
Yeah,
until
07
until there's a new
worst.
worst season.
2006, the second worst. 2022, the third. 2015 wasn't even sad. 2024
They made
wasn't
the World
sad.
Series.
Yeah, but like they always were playing above where they should have. They had two good hitters essentially with Cespedes and Daniel Murphy. Everyone else was a bum.
Yoenis Cespedes.
And Matt Harvey.
2020 was 23 the year with Verlander and Scherzer. That was just, although that was done quickly, so it wasn't that big of a disappointment.
Yeah, they won 102 games and then they doubled down with all the money.
Yeah, they bought Verlander. Yeah, so 2023 was the year it all.
I mean,
went
they
around.
gave Verlander like $40 million a year.
Yeah, and then 2024 was the transfer. Okay, yeah. So this one, I don't know where to rank it. It's tough because there's still optimism because they have these pitchers on the farm, and you have Juan Soto for 14 more years, and you have Lindor for however more long. So it's not like a lot of the times when the Mets would have a season with high expectations, you would think, oh, this is it. They're gonna rebuild, or everyone's gonna suck next year. Like there's optimism they're gonna be good for this extended period of time.
I feel like that's where we've been with the Phillies for the past 2 or 3 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Phillies are in the same window of need to win, and the Phillies' issue is the bats go cold in the playoffs. They have these amazing regular seasons, and they'll win like the first round, however, and then they'll just get to one. They'll get to one matchup, and the bats just go ice cold. 2 years ago it was in the World Series, or 3 years ago the World Series. 2 years
I
ago
know it.
was game what they were up 2-0 going to Arizona. I still am convinced there was some weird voodoo shit that happened in Arizona, and that was also Craig Kimbrell's fault as well. Back-to-back blown games in that championship series. And then last year in the Mets series, they couldn't hit a beach ball with a tennis racket. So it's the bats go ice cold in the playoffs, and that's their issue.
Well,
Yeah. I just meant it kind of seems like every year it's like the last year. If they don't get it done, the team's going to get disbanded.
It's not the last year. Like if they don't win it this year, they're going to be good next year, and they'll probably be a playoff team, and they'll have but it's just like it's aging, and it's aging quickly. And
When will the window be over for the Phillies? Is it when Harper's no longer on the team? Is it when Schwarber walks?
They got a big free agent decision with Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, I mean Schwarber at the end of the year. I mean, they're either gonna have to re-sign him, which seems unlikely based on his preference to play in the Midwest. And he isn't really saying the right things to the media after games. Like he isn't like, now, like I want to be here, I want to get something done. Like it's very open-ended. Like he's kind of saying the right things, like, but at the same time, he's leaving the door open. Like, it feels like a hey, highest bidder gets me, which that's how these guys are. As you said it about football, Jack. I think any sport, these guys don't play about their money. And He's he's in a moment of probably the best year of his career, and we're at the end of this year due for a contract. So he's doing it at the right time. He's going to maximize the money. You get one shot to get this crazy contract in really all of sport. Sometimes guys get a couple, but for Schwarber, this is his one shot that he's going to get a huge contract. He's not taking any pay cuts. When's the window over? I don't know. Harper's there for another however many years. Turner's there for however many years. I don't know, but they should have won in 22 and 23, and we wouldn't have to be sitting here talking about windows.
I feel like when we were interviewing Alex the other day, he was saying that there's the Wheeler window. Like that's a term that's being tossed around by Philly sports.
Wheeler said he's going to retire I don't know how old he is, either when he's 35 or 37. Basically, they just gave him an extension. Basically, at the end of the extension,
I think he was 24 in 2013. It's 2025, so he's not 36.
I was gonna say young 30s.
He's 35. He's 35.
Oh,
I think.
Look at me.
He's 35. I think he's going to retire. I think they gave him the 3-year extension. And I think he's going to retire after the 3-year extension. Like he said that. Yeah, 3-year extension running through the 2027 season. So
3 years for the Phils.
And he's in the first year of that right now. So 30 he'll have next year, and then year 37, and then I think he said he wants to retire.
Hopefully the Mets have these kids that are very good for a long time. But
did the Mets draft him, Brian Wheeler?
No, they traded Carlos Beltran for him.
Wow. He was a 6th overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, he was a high prospect.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was that high. The Mets
2011
Mets just threw him away. They didn't even have to trade. The Mets just said
it was the Wilpons.
Mets just said we don't
everything the
want to pay the
Wilpons
guy.
said was done. We know.
And
If
the
it was
Phillies
Steve
didn't
Cohen.
even give him a crazy contract.
No, it was the Wilpons. The Wilpons were dumb. They don't deserve to have their name remembered.
No.
Let's get to winners and losers. I'm
Yeah.
getting sad thinking about the Mets. All right. Had a mini power surge there. I guess the gods didn't want us to get to winners and losers, but we're going to get there anyway. Jack, what is your winner of the week?
Yeah, we actually somehow, some way, we mentioned my winner of the week a little bit earlier on the show, but it's going to be Jarrett Stidham. Yeah, it's been a while since I talked about this guy, but he tossed for 240 and 2 in the first half of a game the other day, something I haven't seen in 6-7 years. So, yeah, I'm going to make it him. War Eagle, he's my winner of the week.
War Eagle. He has had a great preseason, and this is his second preseason in a row. He's done pretty well. Not the only former Auburn Tiger either. Keandre Lambert-Smith had a nice catch the other day, and no hands Quentin Johnston did get hurt, so maybe there's an opening for KLS to get some starting reps there. But, yeah, Auburn Tigers are doing well in preseason.
I'm really excited for Keandre Lambert-Smith. I think that he can absolutely be the number one target for Justin Herbert. And Ladd McConkey is great, another player out of Georgia that wreaked havoc on Auburn. I know how real that talent is. But, he's a short yardage, shifty guy, not the top end, break the top speed. That's what KLS does. Top end speed, big plays, acrobatic catches. So those two working together, that could be a real dynamic duo.
I'm excited to see it. I want to see an Auburn Tiger. We see all these Georgia guys, see all these Bama guys, see all the LSU guys. We need an Auburn Tiger besides Darius Slayton.
Our guys are always defensive guys.
Yeah, until Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton get in there.
Give it time. What's your winner of the week, Brian?
Mine is – what is my winner of the week? Oh, it's another receiver. It's Giants undrafted rookie receiver, Bo Collins. We might have the next Victor Cruz on our hands. The Giants may have found another one. Undrafted rookie out of Notre Dame, started his career at Clemson, but he's been getting first-team reps with the Giants in practice. He went out there and had an 80-yard catch from Russell Wilson on the opening drive against the Jets. Big body guy, 6'3". I'm kind of believing in Bo Collins.
You're going to need somebody opposite of Neighbors. So there you go. Maybe you found your guy.
I mean, I've been dealing with Wan'Dale Robinson and all these like tiny slot receivers that can't really catch. And now they finally find a big – there must be a problem with him because he never had over 500 yards in a college season. But for now, he's making me believe.
Yeah, that's one thing I find interesting. You're a Clemson guy. You're a Notre Dame guy. You clearly have the talent, but to actually put it together, be on the field and see that, going undrafted, that's a little weird. So I'm going to have my hesitations. But, to be the next Victor Cruz, I feel like you're on par there.
They were both single-digit numbers in the preseason. Cruz was 3, Collins is 8.
Yeah, I still remember the clip of Rex Ryan hyping up. Who was the old Tom Coughlin?
Yep.
Being like, who's that number? Whatever. What was he, number 3? Yeah, he's like, who's that number 3? That kid's special.
Better hold on to him.
Yeah, it worked out well for him. But I haven't heard anything of this Collins guy, so I'll have to do some research.
Yeah, it's mainly Giant circles. It's just the beat reporter saying he's getting the first team reps, and then he went out there and caught a bomb from Russ. So good for Bo. Bo knows.
Yeah, the only thing I saw out of that Giant game was Abdul Carter getting thrown on his ass and pancaked.
Yeah, it's all people want to be haters and go with their narratives. The couple plays before that, he blew up his guy and made Justin Fields escape the pocket and throw a bad ball. So there's bad lowlights and there's good lowlights.
Well, Abdul responded. He said the NFL was like, watch the chip block from Jets tight end Stone Smart on Abdul Carter. And he quoted the tweet and said, might be the only highlight of the Jets all season. And we put BTA weak-ass chip ate that motherfucker like barbecue.
Yeah, I mean, that was the one play the Giants weren't in the backfield. Kevon Thibodeau was basically in the backfield every play. Brian Burns had some big – the Giants' D-line is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Carter and Thibodeau is pretty elite duo, but we don't know what Abdul Carter is yet.
It's the one faith in Thibodeau and Carter's development is you got Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence on there too. So if you're going to be able to win,
edge rushers,
plenty of
those 4 are going to be disgusting. And the fact that they had to bring in that tight end right up to the line. I mean, they always play right at the line, but the fact that he had to chip Abdul Carter just to get that play, just to get that highlight. Don't leave that man one-on-one. Gotta be pretty positive for you, Brian.
Yeah, I'm excited. Giants are 2-0 in preseason. It's preseason, but they're playing good ball. All right, Matt, what's your winner of the week?
They beat the Jets. Yeah, this is the week where I didn't necessarily find any crazy winners out there. We could give a lazy one and say Scotty Scheffler for.
We could talk about that because that was a crazy play.
Dude, he won the golf tournament, but let's talk about how he got there. He entered Championship Sunday 4 strokes off the lead. If you're 4 strokes off the lead going into the final day, it's very rare that you end up winning that golf tournament. He birdied 1. McIntyre, who he was chasing, bogeyed 1. So immediately off rip was a 2-stroke swing before they even got to the second tee box. So, you could call it a lazy winner of the week, but to come back from 4 strokes in the golf playoffs, win the tournament, the whole Ryder Cup banter's going on. Fans are chanting USA because Bobby Mack's on Team Europe, and Scotty's obviously the feature player for the United States. So just the whole weekend was electric. You had the Ryder Cup banter, which, look, we're about a month away, give or take 4 or 5 weeks. It was electric. Scotty Scheffler comes back 4 strokes off the lead to win in Maryland, and we have a PGA Tour regular season championship showdown set up for next weekend. 30 players, only 1 winner. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that Purdy putt he had on 17 that essentially won it was absolutely insane. And his reaction too, where like he was pumped about it, but he's just like, it's another shot to hit.
It was from the sand, right? I think it was a chip.
From the rough, deep rough.
Yeah, deep rough. Yeah, it was unbelievable. Either way, like I said, you go in, you're four shots off the lead, and you end up winning that golf tournament in one day. It wasn't even like it was a multiple day swing. One day, that's pretty unbelievable. So, yeah, Scotty Scheffler definitely wins the weekend for me.
Yeah, he could arguably be the winner of every weekend, but there are losers too. Jack, let's hear yours.
Yeah, it's going to be the Panthers. The Super Bowl bound Carolina Panthers.
Sorry, before you get into this, Matt and I noticed this on the outline before the show. And
yeah, dude, I got it. And I know that's the only reason why Jack had that as his loser of the week. But having preseason teams as your loser, I think, is weak and just not a good move. But all you, man.
Well, since we're gonna go there, at least I actually had one. And also, it's football. There ain't shit weak about football. Football is king.
Preseason.
I understand there's some golf happening in a month. Don't care. It'll be week 3. What baseball's going on? Don't care. We got football. Football's king around here. So yeah, I'm talking football,
which is completely fine.
Panthers are going to be my loser of the week.
If you want to do loser of the week, do the Jaguars fan that got in a fight in a preseason game with the fucking Saints guy. You guys see that video? Guessing not. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. Go check it out.
If there's two fans of a sports franchise that are going to get in a fight, those two franchises rank high up on the list. Very believable.
Ridiculous. I'll send it to you guys. But continue, Jack. Shame the Panthers for being terrible in preseason.
I'm so glad I have your permission now. Yes, you're Super Bowl bound Carolina Panthers, 0-2. But you lose games, you win games. It's not the end of the world. It's the preseason, as Matt's saying. The big thing here is the point differential, 50-13. I mean, this is a team that you guys are saying, oh, the offense is taking the step up. Oh, the defense is so good. 50-13 after 2 games. I mean, you ain't winning jack squat with that kind of point differential. Seems like a lot of the same down there in Carolina. I'm not worried about them when they come to Duval week 1.
So just to slightly defend the take here, number one, you're overinflating what we said. Not once did I or Brian say Super Bowl bound or Super Bowl champion. That is
not true.
Completely blown out of context. I never said that. You can go
Super
back
Bowl lost in the Super Bowl is exactly what you guys said. What? And Will, pull that up for me.
That was the
look. Brian's about to tell you. I know, right?
I said Panthers could be a sneaky team. Wouldn't be surprised if they make the playoffs. I think is what the take was. And you're like,
Matt
Super
brought
Bowl
up
bound Panthers.
That said they're going back to the Super Bowl, and then he analyzed it and said they might still be a sneaky team. And I got all in for the stat and said they're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. I don't remember Brian saying that. I never said Super Bowl bound. I just said sneaky team in a bad division. And you're cherry picking preseason stats. I get it. It's completely
look. Bryce Young played in both these games. This is a team that's supposed to take next step, but whatever. 50-13.
I can't wait for week 1.
Me too. I'll be there.
They'll need you cheering them on.
I'm going to give out an honorary loser. I'm all for the kids doing things in sports media, but we don't need them commentating a game as the only option in the Little League.
They have her on screen right now.
They got high schoolers doing the game. Like, give me a normal – I guess ESPN normal announcers aren't even – it's a disgrace.
Brian, I would probably be with you there, but listening to the Jaguars Saints preseason game today, they had the local New Orleans announcers on the call. That's the stream I got, and they were dog awful. So I probably would have preferred some kid that's just a huge Saints fan over this 50-year-old dude.
On the market for those kind of announcers, like Bob Popoff with the Giants is good. The Eagles, who's the Eagles guy?
Who's the Eagles guy? Wait, what?
Eagles radio guy?
Merrill Reese.
Yeah, Merrill Reese is great. Like, there's always
Hold on, Jack. I just tagged you in the Jags video. You'll like that one.
That's a good transition into my actual loser, also ESPN.
I agree.
What is this woman's name?
Jessica Mendoza.
No. On First Take, there's a segment with Drewski because ESPN is scooping down the segments with Drewski. And the host's name was Monica McNutt. She confused Drewski's Barry Sanders jersey for a Shedeur Sanders jersey. The segment was about Shedeur Sanders, and she pointed at Drewski and said, I could see you're repping Sanders, so let's get right into talking about Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, dude, these guys don't know sports. They get hired to just blah, blah, blah on the TV. I mean, they're turning their whole hiring process into just hiring influencers. Snapchat and TikTok and internet influencers is how they're positioning themselves for the future, which I guess is smart because they're just, by hiring them, there's just bringing eyeballs to what they're doing. If you're hiring people with millions of subscribers or followers, they're just bringing eyeballs to ESPN. So like, I guess it's smart, but these guys don't know what the hell they're talking about, dude.
You can't call it the worldwide leader anymore. It's disgraceful. I have a lot of thoughts, but I'll keep them mostly. Matt, what's your loser? End us off here.
Yeah, I saw a report that the D-backs are shopping Ketel Marte, who's been their premier superstar for the better half of what feels like the last 10 years. Apparently, he's a bit of a nuisance in the clubhouse, saying that the D-backs know he's extremely talented, but he's a diva in the clubhouse. He agitates his teammates and the coaching staff, so he's going to be on the trade block come this offseason. So Ketel Marte the loser, D-backs the loser. Just, I mean, this is a team that made the World Series 2 years ago, and it just seems like it's been an absolute free fall downward spiral, for the last couple of years. And if they lose Marte, like they're flirting with, hey man, we got to blow the whole thing up and rebuild.
Yeah, I'm kind of out on Ketel Marte, and this also might seem insensitive, but there's that whole thing with his dead mom and the fan making fun of his dead mom, and it was like this whole big story, and he cried on the field.
Yeah.
And then it came out that the fan made a yo mama joke and had no idea about his mom being dead.
Yeah.
And he cried and caused a huge scene and thought the fan was like making fun of his dead mom because he knew his mom was dead. And it was like, I don't know. He seems a little off.
I mean, that just sounds like a really unfortunate miscommunication of the situation.
That's exactly what it was. But like Ketel Marte made it out like this fan was out to get him and make fun of his dead mother. And that's clearly not what it was.
Yeah, it was just the situation was so it was so fresh, I guess, and he just heard that little bit of it. And
everyone has the right to grieve and grieve in your own way, but it just the way he escalated things, it seemed like it was just a miscommunication. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Was there a clip of the fan saying a yo mama joke, or is this just a he said, she said?
I don't think we have audio of the yo mama joke.
Yeah, so maybe the fan was a little testy. Maybe it wasn't just a yo mama so fat joke.
Maybe, I don't know. Ketel Marte seems a little off.
Yeah, but the Diamondback. I mean, I think Bob Nightingale tweeted.
Also, you can't really, anything he says can be taken with a grain of salt.
I don't know.
I think he's a pretty big guy in the Twitter space, X space.
He's wrong a lot.
I don't know why I'd be wrong about this, but we'll see. I mean, it seems like it's true. I could totally see this guy being a nuisance in the clubhouse.
What happened? I guess the Diamondbacks were never really a thing. They had that Linsanity run.
They had the Linsanity run. They made the World Series, and I don't know. Didn't they sign Corbin Burns?
Yeah, that's what they did immediately following that World Series run.
They signed Burns. He got hurt. They signed, or is Burns on the Orioles? No, yeah, he's on.
He was on the Orioles.
Yeah, he's on the D-backs.
And then he went to the Orioles. Traded for him.
Clay Holmes just hit Randy Rosarita in the head. Oh my god!
Yeah, this guy his arm's dead. I don't know why he's still in the rotation, but yeah, I'm gonna go watch this game and they'll probably lose.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to break. That was unbelievable.
But, 200 episodes, fellas.
200 episodes.
200.
Here's the 200 more. Here's the 2,000 more. Here's the 200,000. No, we'll probably won't live that long. Here's the 2,000 more.
Here's the Here we go.
All right. That's all I got. You guys got anything else?
Nah, man. Can't wait. Can't wait till this football season gets rocking and rolling, dude. Eagles kick off the NFL year. I'm hyped.
You are now in the mix with DJ Savage.
Auburn to make the college football playoff plus 335.
We get real football next weekend, man. College, week 0.